I love Michigan. I don't care about any other. I don't hate any other team. I love Michigan. Both programs are big-time competitors. We know how our fan base loves this game, and probably we hate to lose it because we know we got to put up with a whole year of it. And it is. I try and look at this broad picture of college basketball and don't get too much over another. I really try to focus on this is a great game, and we want to win it every year. But I'm not going to allow myself or our program to be judged on how we do on this in this one game. Duncan, right, your last opportunities right now to Jerron, last opportunities right now to go and play at Breslin Center. It ain't going to happen again. You aren't going to have a chance to play a team like this or play in this environment ever again. The day's gone. It's never coming back. So appreciate this moment by not backing away from it, by like going and attacking it with everything that you have. Why not, right? There's no day to sit back there, right? Passion. Man, you better have it today. If you don't have it, there's something wrong with it. You have to have a personality today. And it's one of toughness, it's one of grit, everything that you need. You ain't gonna cheat this game today. You aren't cheating this game. You gotta be on everything with everything that you have every minute. You can't cheat this game, right? Not today. All those things that we regret, that I regret, that you regret from the Purdue loss, not today. Let's go. Let's go.
Michigan started strong. They were aggressive, and their defense forced some MSU turnovers, but the Wolverines failed to finish. They did dial long distance, though, getting back-to-back threes from Xavier Simpson and Mo Wagner to take a 9-4 lead.
Slithers inside, and a kick out for Simpson. A deep three on the way. Got it! Nice shot by Xavier Simpson from downtown. Now hook pass Wagner, open for three. Get in there, got it.
Spartans responded. Jaren Jackson had 2 big blocks and then showed some inside muscle, but the Wolverines went unfazed. Mo Wagner drilled a second triple, and U of M was back on top. It was punch, counter punch from there. Each team needed to work hard for their offense. MSU got a productive first half from Cassius Winston. The sophomore had 9 points, and they led at 37-34 at the half. Michigan stayed aggressive to start the second half, and they were spurred on by Xavier Simpson. He had a key steal and dropped a perfectly timed dime to Isaiah Livers in transition.
Simpson pushes right to left, weaves his way, rips a pass. Livers jams it down!
Michigan led at 42-39. It stayed tight. Michigan going to Wagner, and MSU feeding Jaren Jackson and Miles Bridges. But Michigan's defense stayed solid, and they kept driving the ball hard.
15 to shoot. Simpson turns the corner hard. Runner in the lane. Get in there. Got it! Xavier Simpson wearing a crown in the second half.
Simpson was rock solid at both ends of the floor all day, and Wagner was the best player on the floor. He and Muhammad Ali Abdur-Rahman helped Michigan pull away down the stretch. Wagner boasted a career-best 27 points in 27 minutes.
Behind the back dribble, takes it inside, lays it in. He schooled Nick Ward, dropped him on the floor, and Michigan's up by 8.
And the hard-nosed Wolverines defense forced MSU into 18 turnovers and just 36% shooting in the second half. Michigan wins at 82-72, just their 3rd win since 1998 at the Breslin Center. Ed Kongerski was inside a jubilant Wolverines locker room.
On Friday, Coach Beilein said one game does not make a season win or lose, but a victory like this sure makes the weekend feel a whole lot brighter. Michigan's victory at the Breslin Center Saturday was just their 3rd win in this building since 1998, and the smiles sure showed it.
It's one of the best feelings. Like I said, it's a rivalry game, so anytime you go and beat them at their home place, it feels even better.
It's fun, man. We know how much this game means to all these people, to our fans, to our family, and also for us because of that. So it's great to come up with a win.
You start to try to hold in the smiles, but then again, you have the right to smile. You put in the work. You and your teammates worked hard for it. National ranked team, and it's our rival, Michigan State. Doesn't get no better than that.
The game lacked flow. There were 51 fouls called, but that's exactly why this was so impressive, showing uncanny spunk and willpower on the road.
no point of the game we were thinking about losing this game, or that never went into our head. The crowd can go wild, they can dunk and shoot threes, whatever, block shots. We're doing our stuff, execute, and we're very determined to keep going no matter what.
We knew it was going to be a close game, chippy, and we just knew we just had to weather their storms with the runs they were making and just make foul shots at the end. This is what it came down to. We missed a couple, but we made the most important ones.
The defensive effort was outstanding. It's something the players embraced, and they know it's critical to maximizing their potential.
The defense is very important. I just feel like it's contagious. They got some good players on their team that's going to make baskets. I feel like better offense be better, good defense, but at the same time, we just got to compete. I was telling my teammates the entire game, just keep fighting, keep fighting. They score, get an and one, keep fighting. Don't get down. It's not the time to get down.
After the game, freshman Isaiah Livers, playing his first game in this building, was walking over to meet family and friends. I said, how easy was that? He shook my hand, smiled, and said, we're building something. And that's the kind of confidence this young team has and has people excited for the rest of this season. For Inside Michigan Basketball, I'm Ed Kongursky.
Ed, thanks. Great stuff as always. Emotional and frantic inside that Michigan locker room after the clutch win. John Beilein helped design it. His 8th win ever against the Spartans. We'll hear from the head coach next. Inside Michigan Basketball is brought to you by Gardner White. You'll overpay anywhere else. And by Jaguar. Our Al Roll Steel Iron Man of the Week, Mo Wagner. 11.6 boards in a tough loss to Purdue, but bounced right back, even though he wasn't 100%, to have a career-high 27-point performance against the Spartans, in which he went 8 for 13 from the floor, 3 from 4 from deep, and he was perfect in 8 tries at the line. This is one of the toughest buildings in all of basketball to play. Michigan State was 389 and 58 before you knocked them off by 10. How good does that feel?
It feels, I'm the wrong person.
Come on.
Come on. I'm just telling you, that's who I am. I mean, it's another win. It's a great win. And I think I know one thing. I like it if our fans are happy. That's what makes me happy, and our fans are going to be happy about this, right? And so it's important that you only play them one time. Well, there's all our fans, there's recruiting, there's all these things. There's 1 year, right? And Tom said some great teams, and we've come out of here with our tail between our legs, and he's beating us at our place. I think it's a great game every year, and from now on we're playing it twice.
How'd you do it?
I think we were just solid. I don't think you can say, okay, we had this secret weapon or this secret serum to get it done. Everybody was just solid as can be. When we have a three-point shooter like Mo, who arguably, the Texas game you saw a couple of them, has not shot it like this all year long, and he's capable of it, but because he wasn't letting it come to him as much. And this was a game where he really shot the ball well, and it really paid for us. But Xavier Simpson right now has tremendous trust from the coaching staff, and that's been a big difference as well.
You are known as the most gifted offensive mind in college basketball, but defensively, your team is starting to become a little bit more of a staple in that regard. How pleased are you with that, and why do you think that is? Well,
our defensive field goal percentage wasn't good, but it
wasn't the second half, Coach. 36.5%.
But what is happening is we're turning the ball, turning people over. I have this stat, and when I look at the stats and I see somebody turns it over 10 times a game, they're really good. Or they turn people over 10 times a game, they're solid defensively. Turn over 14 or 15 times, make others turn it over like that. That's a pretty aggressive defense. That's what we're doing. And I don't think we're like Charles Matthews making a great difference. Muhammad Ali is become such a lockdown guy. Xavier, we just can't do what we did with Purdue. We allowed threes, and that's important. So I'm just happy that we were able to get the W.
Forced 18 turnovers, and you told me earlier, real big key for us too was hitting free throws. That's what Michigan basketball teams have always done under your tutelage.
Yeah, we've always been really good, high in the 70s, and I think there's one point we were at 55 this year. And it showed its ugly head a little bit here at the end, but Xavier's going to be a good foul shooter. He practices, but he's not been in that game situation, and he's been here 2 years. He's not been in that situation, so it was really good that he could finally make those two. Charles make one, and just get the win.
Without reading too much into it, what does a win like this do for your team, do you think?
It makes us 4-2 in the league. Here's my best Bill Belichick answer for you. It makes us 4-2 in the league, and I think we're 15-4. That's what it does for us.
It's pretty darn good. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
Really difficult week for Michigan. They started against Purdue, the 5th-ranked team in the country. and they pushed him to the limit. We'll recap it for you from Chrysler Center against the Boilermakers next.
Perseverance is when it's really about the second stage of perseverance. When you think you've done everything, that's when you got to persevere. That's when you got to give your extra. And this is one of those games. One of those games where it's just like, all right, I've given more than I've ever given in my life, and you still got to do more. And you can't stop, and you can't give in to it. You just can't give in to it. Right? You don't get these type of opportunities that you get to play at top, that very, very top team that can win a national championship just like us. They're coming in with a mission too. They got something going on. Our perseverance is going to be better than this. Ours is going to be better. It is going to be rough and tough. It's going to be beautiful, man. It's going to be beautiful. Never giving in regardless of the score, regardless. We go up 10-0, you don't give in. There we're down 10-0, you don't give in. They make a run, you don't give in. We make a run, you don't give in an inch. We rest tomorrow. Look on your calendar, Wednesday's off. We rest tomorrow. We cannot rest during these 2 hours. We cannot rest. So all in for one man, all about our defense, go down, and then you got to execute on offense. Let's get the W. Let's go.
Something had to give. Michigan was riding a 7-game winning streak, and the 5th-ranked Boilermakers were on an 11-game roll, 3rd longest in the country. Purdue was incredible early on, hitting their first 5 triples to take a 14-point lead with just under 7.5 left in the first. U of M found a spark and responded with a 14 run of their own after a couple of transition layups and 2 big threes from a pair of underclassmen.
Back to Wagner, right back to Poole. A deep 3 for the left wing. Off the glass and good.
Call that young fella.
A jab step, creates some space, and knocks home the 3. Timeout, Matt Painter.
Purdue came right back with a 7-0 spurt of their own before Xavier Simpson ended the half with an underhanded floater in the lane. It was 39-32 Boilermakers at the break. The Boilers extended their lead out of the locker room to start the second half. They bolted out to a 7-1 run and led it 46-33 before Michigan started raining threes. First from Charles Matthews, and then back-to-back triples from freshman Isaiah Livers.
A dribble drive and a kick out. Livers for 3. Bring it up! From the right corner, Isaiah Livers with back-to-back 3 balls. Michigan's back to within 4.
It was tight the rest of the way. Matthews' corner triple tied the game at 61, and then Michigan claimed its first lead of the night on Xavier Simpson's clean long look.
Simpson eyes another one. Bring it up!
Purdue seniors and talented sophomore Carson Edwards refused to wilt. The teams traded punches down the stretch before controversy marred the game. Matthews drove the lane to try and win it late, but the ball was knocked loose, and after an exorbitant replay review, the refs awarded the ball to Purdue. On the ensuing inbound, Mo Wagner was whistled for a weak foul. Isaac Haas made one of the 2 free throws, and when Matthews' half-court heave rimmed out, Purdue walked out of Chrysler Center with a 1.70-69 win.
We just fought back hard. They're a great team, so we knew they were going to make shots down the stretch, but we thought we had them, and we just didn't make some plays down the stretch. And you can definitely learn from this game. Like I said, they're a great team, top 5 team in the country. So anytime you play a top team like that, you can learn from it, win or loss, and we just got to grow from it.
The ball didn't roll our way, and I agree with that. They got that call where the ball went on CMAT, and I thought that was ours. Didn't go our way. Mo made a great play, I thought, in the post to get the ball. They didn't go our way, so I think just how basketball goes. Sometimes it doesn't go our way, sometimes it does.
It barely hits his fingertip at the end, and so we get the ball. And so it's just your luck. It's just lucky. You know, you're just fortunate to get a bounce, and we were able to get a bounce and get a victory.
You go from the high of the emotions of having the ball with 25 seconds to go to have the ball to bounce with 5 seconds to go, and then not having the ball to bounce, and then have a foul. And so, but it's part of the game, and we had to learn from it and get better from it. We had to look at the plays that were earlier in the game that could have made us better. And I know our kids will be better from this game. I really was convinced we had a play set up, we were going to win the game. And all of a sudden, they weren't in the game. So they're really good. That's why we lost the game. They're really good.
Welcome back to Inside Michigan Basketball. More than 8,300 fans were on hand last Sunday, the second largest crowd for a women's game in Chrysler Center history, to see the Wolverines fall in overtime to 10th-ranked Ohio State. Junior Hallie Foam led Michigan with 27 points and 8 rebounds, while senior Caitlin Flaherty had 22 points and a career-high 8 assists. Flaherty gave the Wolverines a 2-point lead in the final minute before Kelsey Mitchell scored to send the game to overtime. The Buckeyes went on a run in the extra period to take the game 78-71. On Wednesday, Michigan went on a 5-0 run late in the fourth quarter to grind out an 84-79 win over Indiana at Chrysler Center. 4 Wolverines scored in double figures. Freshman Haley Brown scored a career-high 23 points by shooting 10 of 12 from the field and 3 for 3 from behind the arc. Flaherty posted 23 points as well, while Nicole Munger had 16 and Thome chipped in 11 points and grabbed 11 rebounds. The Wolverines beat the Cornhuskers Saturday night in Lincoln. The win improves Michigan's record to 15-4 and 4-2 in Big Ten play. It's often hard for freshmen to adjust to the demands of college and succeed immediately at the highest level, especially if the student athlete is far away from home. But that's exactly what Haley Brown is doing, excelling for the Wolverines. Haley found her role as a starting forward in the season opener, and she remains a reliable player up front.
I put high expectations on myself. I never want to settle for anything. But my teammates, they also put expectation and have high standards for me too. And when things aren't going well, they support me. Yes, I'm starting, but I know that I still have a lot of work that I need to do to correct my game.
Haley has been a member of the Canadian national team since the 8th grade.
It allowed me to experience a lot of different things at a young age, you know, traveling the world by myself with my teammates, having to adjust to different teams, playing with older women. But I definitely think that playing on the national team has contributed to my success and being able to play here at the University of Michigan.
Dunston, left side, Haley Brown. 3 on the way, good!
One of my goals is to go to the Olympics. Every time I put on the jersey or, you know, sing the national anthem, I get goosebumps. And when I was younger, sometimes I would tear up a little bit because there's nothing like representing your country, playing at like the highest level you can for your age in the sport that you love. There's nothing that can compare to that. So every moment that I get to wear that jersey is just a great opportunity that I'm thankful for.
And it didn't take long to realize what it meant to represent the Block M.
It's kind of the same thing, you know, like Michigan is known worldwide. I've been many places where I've seen the Block M everywhere. So it's the same thing. Having the opportunity to represent this Block M is great, and it's something to be proud of and, you know, be confident wearing it.
This has been the busiest season of Haley's life. She actually globetrotted last summer.
It was a really busy summer with the U18 national team. We actually won bronze, the first time we medaled ever at the World Championships. So we went to France, and then we were in Italy. We were together for about a month. And then I came back, and then the next day I got back from Italy. I drove to school for Michigan. I was here for a little bit, and then Coach Rico let me go home to just kind of get some rest, adjust back to the time change. And then when I came back, we had a couple more practices, and we headed back out to Italy. And then that was just an amazing experience because we went to Greece, and then we went to multiple places in Italy where we just got to like sightsee. We saw the Colosseum, we saw Pompeii, we saw the Acropolis. So I'll never forget seeing what we saw when we traveled in Europe.
It's been a great fit for Haley, to her new school, her teammates, and living in a different country.
I say some words that are different. They're not used to hearing that. We say washroom as in like the bathroom or restroom. They always make fun of me when I say that. And then we also say change room, which means like the locker room or the team room. So sometimes it just slips out of me and they'll start laughing. Well, at the end of the day, I think Canada's the greatest country ever, so I'll always have that on me over them.
She certainly is a proud Canadian and Michigan woman. Haley and the Wolverines have a rematch with Ohio State on Tuesday in Columbus before returning home on Saturday to host Illinois. We'll, of course, have all those highlights and more on next week's show. For Inside Michigan Basketball, I'm Sarah Van Meter.
The atmosphere is kind of like a NCAA tournament atmosphere, you know, like very hostile, very loud. Yeah, I can't stop smiling after wins, and I'm very happy because it was a great win.
Despite a split this week, been a very good week for Michigan. They've proved they can play with one of the best teams in the country, and Purdue came into this building, the most difficult maybe in the Big Ten, and beat Michigan State by 10. Remember this, the Spartans were 201-44 in conference play in this building, and yet Michigan outwilled them in every sense of the matter. Now they try to use this momentum this week into next week. A home game and a road game. First Monday night against Maryland at Chrysler Center, and then Thursday night in Lincoln, Nebraska against the Cornhuskers. We'll bring it all to you and reaction right here on Inside Michigan Basketball. We hope you can join us. Until then, have a great weekend, everybody. Go Blue.